So she just showed me her eyes really quick to let you know that she sees you. Is your son Michael?
Yes.
Also, you understand the William on the other side?
No, William's his younger brother.
Do you understand why the younger male be showing me the 1-5, like the 15?
He was 15 when he passed.
Did he try growing a mustache and like couldn't or something? I don't know why he keeps showing me this.
Oh my God.
Do you understand that? Oh my God, look at that. So I just wanted to start with a couple of things. So I posted something. So I take my work very seriously, but I don't take myself that seriously. And for me, I studied at Arthur Findlay College of Psychic Sciences or Mediumship. It's a spiritualist-based, evidence-based college where you don't go for 4 years and get a degree. You go for a weekend at a time. Some of the best tutors in the world are there. And they're not there for the money. They're there because it's an honor to be there, and they're some of the best, I will say. And I went there for about 26 weeks over a 4-year period, took a break, and then I started mentoring with Paul Jacobs for about a year. It was like 3 or 4 day weekends up near Cape Cod in the States. That's why I did it in person. I did a Tony Stockwell mentorship for a little bit online. Didn't take. So I've been around the block. Janet Nahovac was my first go-to person. If you don't know her, she was a nun or almost took her vows and then started a spiritualist church called The Journey Within in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. She passed away, unfortunately, late last year. And I posted on my Facebook page about a medium named Gary Mannion, that he's a fraud. I've never done that before. I don't post negative things about other people. I don't make it a habit. I have no skin in the game. It doesn't benefit me. I saw that they were doing events in the Schenectady area. Because I go up to Saratoga a lot, and I just did the Mind, Body, Soul Expo with Jennifer Rhodes, Jem Rhodes, fantastic person to put things together. Sorry. And when I saw his face and I saw the flyer, it really brought me back. I was in England when he was caught on a hidden camera cheating. He's a physical. I was sitting with this gentleman named Scott Milligan, who was authorized as a temporary tutor by Arthur Findlay College to teach trance, TRANCE. Trance states can lead to the state of physical mediumship. Trance is a portion of mental mediumship. Mental mediumship is the mediumship you see most of the time. Physical mediumship, physical mediumship that I've experienced, which is a decent amount of authentic physical mediumship. You sit in a room, you get checked before you go into the room, literally, so you're not carrying any objects. They can't say a pen fell out of the sky, okay? Physical mediumship means everybody can experience the physical visitation or manifestation of spirit, okay? Physical mediumship back in the day would be like ectoplasmic, the word from Ghostbusters, but ectoplasm is from the medium's body. It's a white kind of eggy looking substance that literally can manifest and create anything, including manifesting a spirit's being or body or head or face or hand. There's apports, which is APPORT. Now, I'm only explaining this as a precursor to what I'm about to say. Scott Milligan changed the way that I looked at trance and channeling in the States. Okay. Physical mediumship was really big back in the day when they used to sit around a fire. That's why they use sometimes a red light. There's transfiguration, which is not your face looks like it's changing. It's literally a mask 3 or 4 inches off the face that grows from the ectoplasm. Okay. I'm only sharing this because physical mediumship is a beautiful part of the craft that we do, and it's a very rare one. Gordon Higginson was probably one of the most well-known within the mediumship community. There's a lot of healing energy and that kind of energy. I actually would sit next to Scott or whoever was in the cabinet. It's a box with like and they're locked to a chair so they can't get up and move. It's pitch black. You literally check everyone coming in. You hold arms. You sing in the seance. You lock down the room. You close off the windows with masking tape. You don't let anybody turn on the lights. It's literally a dark room except for maybe a little bit of a red light. The medium will go into trance, and then physical manifestations will happen. And I've experienced with Scott Milligan some really incredible phenomena where musical instruments were playing across the room when we're all locked arms. And I was one of the people that had to check, did he move out of the chair? And there was nothing that I found with that man. And I spent another 2 or 3 weeks with him at Aberdeen in Scotland, studying the trance states and learning and exploring and experimenting and sitting in the power and all of that. Gary Mannion got caught on an infrared camera that he didn't know was there. And it's on my Facebook page, coming out, taking off his shirt out of the cabinet. He undid his zip ties, however he did it. Maybe he snuck in a tool or someone helped him out. Would go around waving his shirt so that people would feel like a breeze. And they'd be like, oh, spirit's coming. Because you kind of start talking about the energy. Like, oh, I feel like a hand on my shoulder, but you're holding hands with everybody in the room. You can only see like a few inches in front of your face. And it's like, pitch black. So he got busted so bad he would go around touching people's noses and all stuff. And then there's a whole video of it. All right. Some of it was taken down because of, he fought to have it taken down. It was like 5 years ago ish, 2016 ish. I was overseas when this happened and they were devastated. And Scott had a temporary, kind of pass to teach as a trance teacher, specifically for trance at the Arthur Findlay College. So when Gary Mannion got busted, it was like this devastating blow because Scott was there was a Banyan retreat. Scott was very supportive of Gary, and I heard him talk very highly of Gary about his healing and his trance and the physical manifestations that were starting to happen. When he got busted, I remember watching people try to defend him and then go, you know what, this is defenseless. And then, Gary came out and basically said, and devastated. From that point on, I no longer wanted to do physical mediumship because I knew in the States, because that's what I was geared to do. That's what I thought I was supposed to do. That's what I was being told I was supposed to do. I was asked to sit in circles that you would pray to be asked to be part of, including one version of, one circle with Scott Milligan, where you would sit. Some of these mediums, Scott sat for 16 years, like 5 or 6 days a week with some of the most incredible, talented mediums before phenomenon started happening. Okay. So the reason I'm bringing this up is I got calls and I got people calling me out trying to negotiate fraud. And one of the people that I won't say the name, but somebody that's had a very, very high position at Lilydale. Lilydale has an awesome history of spiritualism and evidence-based mediumship. I got an email today while I was with my daughter running around the gym, and it was like, hey, can we talk? Because have you ever seen him? Did you ever do? I saw the video. And then, Gary Mannion came out after and literally, and I'm only saying this because I work so damn hard to not be part of any kind of scam. And you can all see that when people scam and they're like, they make these fake accounts and like, I'm drawn to you. What's your sign? And it's hard enough to do this work, and I think Tyler Henry was just nominated for an Emmy like today or yesterday, for doing this work. And then you have somebody out there that's caught red-handed on an infrared camera that he didn't think was there, walking around touching people. And his answer eventually, after he said he doesn't know what we're talking about, is that when it came out and he couldn't deny it, was that his spirit guides took his control of his physical body and made him do that. Okay. If they could take control of your physical body and make you go touch people, why didn't they just make the phenomenon happen? That phenomena happen that's supposed to happen, which is spirit enters the room and actually becomes more physical and they can touch you. So the reason is I'm so ticked off and put off by this, that spiritualism started in New York, in the United States, and it's much more well-known in the UK. And even Janet Nohovak, I remember having these conversations with her about physical mediumship. And she would say, like, there's no need for physical mediumship. We have mental mediumship. There's no need. There's no need. I was so looking forward to developing a physical circle and all this stuff. And then when he got busted, I was like, I don't want anything to do with this, because they did these tests with magicians and other people and real mediums that were physical mediums. And literally the fraud it looked better than the actual. and it was like flawless, like you couldn't tell. So in the States, it's never really going to fly. I mean, I saw one guy like sitting in a tent, this heavyset guy, I don't know his name, and he was pouring like jewelry out of his mouth. Like it looked like he stuffed it under the tent, went in the tent, put it in his mouth, came out, pretended it came out of his mouth. And there's people like, oh man, you don't know. So, and I also have people that are telling me that they sat in a circle with him and it's real. Well, I've sat with mediums where, look, he could be connected. He could be a medium. Great. He faked it, got caught. Go away. Don't come out here and start, being like, oh no, it didn't really happen, and starting taking videos down and pretending it didn't happen. He was maxed out on his friends on Facebook. He had 5,000 friends. He was maxed out and he didn't want to have a public page because he was like, oh, it's not, I don't believe in a public page. Right. And he was kind of like coming up under Scott Milligan. He's got 598 or 600 people like that are on his, personal, because I looked and I got called out by somebody, or they tried to call me out, who's promoting this event in Schenectady. No offense to her. I want these events for healing and for what I do and what other people do to be brought forth. But if somebody got caught cheating and I call you out, don't come at me and say, well, he's certified, blah, blah. He got caught cheating on film. Gary Mannion is a fraud. Whatever he does from here forward, I don't care. I feel like you need to go away, dude. So the fact that I put it out and then I'm getting emails and I'm literally, somebody wanted to have a conversation with me today because they want me to take it down and they want me to they're basically like, this is why I didn't go into spiritualism and I didn't stay teaching at Lilydale, because it becomes political. It's not about spiritual. It's political. Let's just put somebody up because they're a physical medium and they're from the UK and they're, they might have this ability, but they cheated, but that's okay. We'll just put it up there. Honestly, it is beyond me that somebody could support someone who cheated on film, got caught, and is like, yeah, but did you ever really sit with him? I mean, he's really good. That's crazy. So don't tell me I can't put that post up there and start trying to justify it and ask me like, did you ever sit next to him in a seance? Stop. Just stop. All right. So if you look at all my posts, have I ever posted anything negative about another medium or someone else? No. And look, it was very close to home for me. I just did an event up in Saratoga. I don't want to be hearing about some fraudster. I don't want to be associated with that at all. So I have the right to post it. And I did. And I put on there fake fraud and I put all the links you can see, and you can find more that are even more disturbing. And even the way he talks about it so nonchalantly afterwards, and then he disappears and then he comes back. So to those people that reached out to me from these higher up places that have a lot of pull, I do not care. It is not coming down. Don't try to bully me and don't try to negotiate with me on it. I really find that disgusting. And that's not why I do this work. And if you want to have your clique and have your medals and get your rank within your religion or movement or whatever you want to call it, great. That's not what I do. So this is why, being a puppet as a medium, people want to use you. They want you to be a trick pony or a circus. So if you want to go see Gary Mannion, who committed fraud, and you think he can heal you and he's going to do all this stuff and he's charging $120 a seat for a healing expo, great. But I feel like it's important to put something out there. To me, it takes away from what I do and from the people that I know that work super hard and are under the radar, that don't even have a platform like this and don't want one. They're out there doing it every day. And you have someone come in here in a dark room and, and look, healing, it can be very subjective, so I needed to just say that because this person was like, basically they were trying to delegitimize my experience with physical mediumship. In this day and age, my generation of mediums, there are probably only a couple of dozen that sat, maybe a couple of hundred that sat in true physical mediumship and had experiences with physical mediums that are legit. So it won't really fly in the United States unless it's under the radar. And again, I'm not saying he's not a medium, but he's a fraud. And that is true. Julie, how often do you recommend getting a reading? Depends. But I mean, look, if I need guidance, I go a lot for intuitive, like, hey, I'm tuning into this. Can you help me get clarity on this one thing? If you're going for, if you lost a spouse or a child, I don't think you should be getting a reading once a month, or, I think maybe once or twice a year for the first year or two. after that, I don't know. It really varies. I don't want to take away from people that it works for, but I would say that there is a point where it is just too much. And what starts to happen is the mediumship doesn't work as well. And the person loses the magic. The magic doesn't present itself the same. And it's not because they're not receiving the same, but they're like, well, I already got that information. We are only, I believe, scratching the surface of mediumship at this point in our generations. And if we really knew what was on the other side, maybe none of us would stay. There is a limit to what we're supposed to know. Maybe we need to have faith. We need to have, if we just knew everything's going to be okay and we're just going to sit around and chill out, like there would be no point to this. So we are infinite beings who get to lease this physical avatar and explore and experience and experiment and learn the rules of engagement when it comes to the universal laws within the physical reality. And when we go beyond the physical reality and transition into the next world, it helps us tremendously navigate there better. We elevate as a spirit on the other side better or higher. We vibrate higher. That's the only way I can understand it and explain it in words, and that it's a constant state of becoming. It's a constant state of progression, and it's a constant state of being. And the state of being we're in now, it's not supposed to be easy, but sometimes I feel like we just make it so much harder on ourselves. You know what I mean? So I have to go to Jennifer. That's who I'm supposed to go to, and I don't know why. So I'll pull you up. Hi. Can you just say hello? I just want to make sure I can hear you. Can't hear you. So just wear your volume. Oh, you're muted. That's why. Try it now.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my God, you're loud. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
And you're there with your dude. Who's the dude?
My husband, Steven.
What's up, Steve-O?
Me, Drew.
All right. So, Jennifer, have I ever read for you? Your name sounds familiar, but I have like Italian friends everywhere.
No,
So-
never.
Okay. So, Jennifer, let me just sit here for a moment, and I might ask you to connect so we can move quicker. But before we do that, I want to kind of tap in here. Do you understand Mom would have passed?
No.
So who are you looking to connect with? Is it a female?
Yes.
Oh, is she younger than you?
No.
So who is it to you?
My grandma.
Okay. I can feel a grandma like a mom.
Okay.
Okay. I know that sounds weird, but like I can't make a cat your aunt. but like a mom could be a grandma, a mom could be an in-law. But let me just stay with it because I feel like this mom energy right away. And like she was like your person, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And even like to the hands thing, I feel like I got to touch her hands, or she talks with her hands. I just get that with her. I also get that. I don't know what this is. Who's Irish in the family?
No one.
Do you understand this? So did you guys make, I'm Irish and Italian. So did you guys make Irish jokes or something? Say no. And look, this isn't to put you on the spot, but there's something here that I might be missing.
Okay.
Let me just stay with her for a second. Do you understand that there was a couple things going on with her, but there was a respiratory issue?
Yes.
Okay. Cause she just makes me feel like I got to go here. And my breathing is really labored. And she doesn't want anyone to worry about her. And do you understand this must have been within the last year or two?
No.
So who passed within the last year or two, female? 3 max, but I keep getting this.
A best friend to my mom, but not my grandmother.
Okay. So let me just stay with this because this feeling like that I'm getting yes, no means that we might have the wrong person we were thinking of.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your mom's friend's name? I'm only asking this. I don't do this in a normal one-on-one because I want to streamline it because they're kind of like drive-bys in a way. All right. So I just
She was like my second mom.
This name, I wasn't sure if it was Catherine or Karen.
Wow.
So I just need you to know this is her.
Yeah.
All right. And that's why I wouldn't have placed her because I'm trying to make her grandma, aunt. All right. Yes. And when it's something like that, they'll kind of, hold on. And also, what's that?
I was saying
she just mentioned Karen before. That's so weird.
Good. So, and this is your best friend's mom or your mom's?
My mom's best friend. She was like my second mom.
So I think this is the first person I felt because usually I can feel a generation. Like I kind of felt like it was a mom generation, although mom's mom or dad's mom. But the fact that it was dad's mom you want to connect with, I know this is a long view of it, but this makes more sense to me. And do you also understand, like, she would have been around a long time with you guys?
Yes.
Do you understand that? And I don't know why she keeps showing me this. Do you understand the Jessica or Jeff?
No.
So remember I said that. This is like the third time I got it, and I feel like it's about the living. Just remember I said that. I feel like it has to do with that. And I don't know. Are you one of 3 kids?
No.
Does she have 3 children?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sorry that I keep missing this, but she's just trying really hard. I
Yeah.
got to tell you, she's like super excited.
Of course, she always
That's
is.
how I feel. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I feel like I want to get up and be like, oh my God. Like, that's how I feel with her. There's like this exciting energy. And also that, I don't know. So did she have cancer?
No.
So she keeps making me feel like I have, like overwhelming, aches in my body.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. Is it like,
She had double organ transplant,
Failure.
and then the liver just
Got it.
never recovered.
so did her bones hurt though? Like, my bones hurt.
Her whole
And
body.
maybe it's just, okay, got it. I don't know much about that.
Yeah, it was a struggle.
And also, I don't know what this is about May or May 15th. Do you understand that? Is that somebody's birthday, or she keeps highlighting it like she needs to acknowledge
May
it for a
15th.
celebration? So what's in May? Ask your mom.
May 15th, one of my grandmas passed away. May 9th is my sister's birthday.
It would be more like a birthday.
May
I
6th is
want
my
to say
uncle's
it's
birthday.
something, but I feel like it's something either towards your mom or towards her kids.
Okay.
So just remember I said that.
I'll
And
remember
look,
May 15th.
she keeps
Okay.
anchoring me in the middle of May, and it might have been to get you to like mention everybody so they can all say hi.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
And again, these are like drive-bys, and I hate using that term,
It's
but
okay.
they're like so quick, and it's like I feel there's 4, maybe 5 people, and also, I don't know what this is. You guys have a little boy?
No, we have a dog.
So
Don't.
did you have a child that didn't come?
No, I just actually recently found out I'm pregnant right now.
Is it a boy?
We don't know yet.
It's a boy.
My man Drew.
I just kept seeing this little boy like between you two, and I couldn't figure out. And I that feels really good to me. I just kept getting one, and I kept seeing boy, and I got to say he's going to look like dad. I do. Don't worry about the hair, dude. Right?
That's
Shaved
right.
is good. But also, like, it's so funny because I can already see him. He's a little stocky, and I feel like he acts like you, Jen.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like there's this kind of like witty, cocky, funny, just funny. But I feel like this also kind of really completes everything you guys have been waiting for. And I know that, I don't know what this is, if you worry about the complications or something, but I just keep getting, I mean, I guess we all do, but I
Yeah.
just feel like I don't get any red flags. Like, just take it easy on yourself.
Ah,
Okay.
that's all I needed to hear.
And I also, I don't know. So it's so funny to me. So Jen, are you unsure you want to have another?
Unsure?
Yeah. Like, do one of you want to have 2 and one aren't sure?
I'd be down for 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, bud?
I'm
He's like,
down for
"Dude,
whatever.
Whatever she says. What'd you say? You're down for 1?
Whatever.
So I just keep getting this feeling that when you have him, you're going to want more, and it's going to make sense, and everything just kind of clicks. And also, you can definitely plan on moving in the next 2 years. I just keep getting that. Okay. And it might be the planning phase and then right after that, but I feel like you're going to need to, and it's okay because I feel like you get that. But also, there's something else very, very big about October with the next birth or another birthday or something. Okay. And I do feel like, so it's so funny. So if you have 2 more, they'll both be girls. And if you have 1, the next one will be a girl. So I know mom's going to want to have one, but I just keep getting this. And I feel like it's so funny because Catherine, what's her name?
Karen.
She keeps making me feel like she needs you to know that we all met them, but like
Okay.
she's more hands-on than anyone else in the room right now.
Okay.
She feels more present and like almost like tell your mom. I just keep getting that. Do you also understand the Patty name?
I know 2 Patties, but they're not passed.
No, right. So are they family?
Yes.
Okay. So one of them has blue eyes.
No.
So I keep getting this woman that's showing me blue eyes and talking about Patty. So just remember I said that and just ask her about it. Do you know who that is? This is on the other side. Who's
Yeah.
talking about the Patties, but she
Jeanette's
has blue eyes.
daughter is Patty. She's still alive. It's my mom's cousin.
Right. But the woman on the other side that's talking has blue eyes.
Yeah, that's my Aunt Jeanette. She's passed on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I missed that.
Okay.
I'm really bad with the living and trying to figure out who's living and who's not.
Yes.
But you have a lot of people. I just also, I don't know if this is France or Frank.
Oh my God, really?
Who's that?
My Uncle Frank, my godfather.
Comes through and really feels fun to me.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And there's like this baritone voice. I don't know why I just get it like that. Like, you know, his voice.
Oh yeah.
And just the way he kind of speaks. And I don't know if his name was Francis, but he liked to be called Frank. I don't understand this, or if he's just trying to get me to Frank. But he's funny. He makes me feel like he liked to talk.
Yes.
Like, because he's talking, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I just feel like he's talking.
Yes.
And like, I don't know if he'd wear shirts with a pocket.
Always.
But does that make sense? He showed me like, yeah, but let me just check right here if this is right.
With
Like, I feel that. And he just wants to remind you to have a good time. All right. Yeah. He just makes me feel like he's old school, but he gets the new school, but he's here for you. And hold on. So you understand the little dog on the other side, black?
A little dog?
Well, there's either one that's gray and little, and then there's one that's black. But I keep getting, the first one I keep getting is this black fur.
Yeah, I had black labs my whole life.
Okay. What was the name?
Duchess and Bandit were black labs, and I had a chocolate lab, Abby.
Got it. Who had the 2 cats?
I have cats like at home at my house now at my
2?
parents. No, there's like 4 or 5.
Oh, that's kind of funny. So I don't know why I keep getting this. Is one of them like Patchouli or Patches or something?
No, but Patches is Uncle Frank's daughter Danielle's cat that passed on.
Okay, thank you. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I was kept thinking, so just know that there's no way I could have put that together.
Right.
So to me, that's the magic of them trying to make it work for you so that you can't be like, well, anybody can throw this out. You can't get Patches and Frank together.
No.
Right?
No, you're spot on.
And also, I don't know, Frank keeps making me feel like he wants to be taller. I don't know if he is or if he's trying to, but I just feel like he just needs you to know that he's got everything over here. And was somebody called Benny or Bobby?
My Aunt Bobby, she's still alive.
Okay.
Uncle Frank's sister.
Yeah.
That's his sister?
My dad. Yeah,
Got
my
it.
dad and uncle's sister. Yes.
So is Dad the T name?
Yeah. My
Is it
father.
Tommy?
He's still here. My dad is Tony.
Toady? Oh, okay. I thought it was Toby or Tommy. So just know he's trying to make all the rounds and get everything right. And also that he's just, I don't know if he called you kid, but I feel like I want to say that. Like, listen, kiddo, like everything's okay. And you got this. And also, is that your dog?
Yeah, you hear
Oh,
her?
that's so funny. Yeah. I'm like, is that me?
There's a French bulldog.
That's
She
so
snores
funny. I
often.
got it. So yeah, isn't that funny? They could snore like awake.
Yes.
So I just have to tell you guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
And also, so is your grandfather's name Joe?
Yes.
Okay. And is that like the middle name you're going to give to the boy or something?
We've been fighting about that.
Okay. I
because
feel, well, he's trying
Steven
to settle it.
doesn't have a middle name and he doesn't want to give a middle name. And I want it to be.
Even
Joe.
if you don't give him Joe, give him the J as a J.
Yeah.
That's what he's giving me.
I can't believe you just said that.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that cool? Because if they're talking about conversations that you just had and all that,
Yes.
like to me, that gives it merit. So just know you're very looked after and you guys are on the right path. And they're very happy for you because you guys have a lot of love in the house.
Yeah.
You do. You have a lot of love in the house. And it's so funny because it works and it'll continue working.
Okay.
Just don't stop working on it. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Because kids come and stuff changes.
Mm.
So make sure that you guys stay as a unified like one, and the
Yes.
kids are yours. I feel like it's really important. I feel like you'll be really good parents. I keep getting changed directions. I have to go. So I'm going to leave you with that. I know it's like, as soon as we get into it, like if we were doing a
Yeah.
regular reading, I'd be like, let's get into this.
Mhm.
But I just feel like this was meant for you to know that everything's going where it's supposed to go, and keep me posted.
Okay.
I just feel like you're going to get a lot of good news coming over the next couple of years. So enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah.
All
God
right.
bless.
Thanks, Joe. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to go to Linda. Okay. Hey, Linda, how are you? Let me just unmute you. Can you just say hello?
Hi.
Hi.
How's it
How are
going?
you?
Good. How are you?
So far, so good, I guess. Right? It's not a complete failure. Every time I come up here, I'm like expecting like this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So Linda, how can I help you the most without giving away the farm, so to speak?
I guess just wondering if anyone comes up or where
So you're looking for guidance, or you're looking for spirit connection?
I guess both, like where I'm headed and if any spirit messages
So I
come.
have like a dad figure here.
Okay.
Okay, did your dad pass?
No.
So do you understand that there would be somebody on the other side, like a granddad or an uncle, that would be like that for you?
Yes.
Okay. Because it's the first one that I get, and it feels very strong. And like I know there's another female, there's two other people, but this male comes through first, very strong, feels very much like blood to you. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And feels like, I don't know why, but you resonate with him or you're like him.
Okay.
All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So is this your granddad?
Yes.
I got it. Okay. And also I gotta go for this. I don't know who this is. Who is close to you that would have the name Michael?
My brother.
Got it. So it would make sense why he's bringing that up. And do you also understand that there's been some strife within the family?
So
are there 3 of you kids or no?
Yes. Not
Oh.
I have 3 brothers.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
So, but I just feel like there's either one or there's like, I don't want to call it a rift, but I feel like there's definitely some normal chaos, but this is like, there's somebody he keeps talking about. Like, I almost wanted to say to you, you're closer to one than most, or there's one that you're not. Okay. So it's okay. You don't have to answer. I'm just trying to talk it through so it's not in my brain.
Okay.
And it doesn't stay there. So he also keeps making me feel like, so Linda, do you understand that you can do this work that I do? You must.
Master.
What's that?
I'm a Reiki-Master.
Yay. All right, cool. Only because when I get confirmations like that, like this is really about you owning and claiming the spirituality that you were born with. You don't need a certification for it.
Mhm.
And stepping into it. But I keep getting this thing that you keep having this version of what you think it should be.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because I feel like, and we all can do this, I always joke, like when I first started doing this, I did not know that it would be like this. I thought it would be, I'd be doing 5 readings a day. People come in and I would just see ghosts walking through and they would talk to me. Like I just had no idea because it wasn't something that I was accustomed to. I just feel very much so, though. There's a very strong indication for me with you. You have a very strong male spirit guide, correct? If you're not aware of that, that's the one that presents to me.
Okay.
And it's not your granddad.
Okay.
Okay. So then this must be a different one, because this one to me, and I don't do this often, this male spirit guide feels very elevated and very much like a teacher, like bringing you to, for whatever reason, why do you avoid mediumship? Because I feel like that's there and you're not accessing it.
It is there. It's
Are you not using it, or are you not sure what to do with it, or you don't, it can be very confusing for people because you get all this stuff and you don't know what to say.
I do want to like develop more with it for sure.
I feel like it's a really, really important option because that to me is where I feel like the spearhead is for you.
Okay.
It's the thing that you don't want to do the most, maybe that you need to do first, because it opens up the doors. Everyone's got the door opener. For some of us, it's Reiki or healing or meditation, even.
Mhm.
But I feel like for you, you're like a conqueror. You're going to go and be like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to master this and I'm going to get this and I'm going to be the best at this. But this is one of those things. Mediumship is not masterable. And so people look for people that can tell them that they're going to be a master at it or take a master class. I always get a kick out of that. But who knows? Maybe I'll teach a master class one day. I just feel like it's not about that. It's really about understanding that it's about mastering the art of humility and honesty and tuning so much into you and through me that I just don't worry about getting it something wrong and go for it. And it doesn't all have to be perfect. And I just feel like there's a really important growth aspect there for you because you like to be right. I like that smile, right? Do you understand that?
I do.
And look, we all do. This is not a dig.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to say it to you if it was going to offend you. Usually I can feel that with somebody,
Yep.
but you have to learn to speak the language of the recipient energetically by understanding that without them telling you. And this isn't like body language stuff. Although if I say I have your mom here and they're like, oh, you can't not know that they don't want to talk to their mom. You know what I mean? Like we don't ignore it, but we don't look for it or fish for it. I just feel like you'd be very good at it, but I feel like there's a lot of letting go that needs to happen. And also I just feel like you're a very masculine energy. Do you understand that? And I don't mean it in a denigrating way
Yes.
or that you're like, dude, move out of my way. You know what I mean? I just feel like there's a very strong power with you
Yes.
and whatever you do, and it can be intimidating to guys or to people.
Yes.
You understand that? Right.
Yeah.
So understanding that energy, right, and that dynamic. And if you rewatch this, there's no way I could have picked that up, right, or by body language. And I point this out because I feel like you keep questioning, well, like you're looking at it from all angles. And I got to tell you, that's the way you should look at it.
Mhm.
People come to me and if they're like, dude, I'm ready to do this, I'm going to rock it. I'm like, you probably shouldn't take my course because, this is that course that you take where you're not sure. And you learn to be sure taking a butterfly course or a course like it by more positive experiences than negative. That's it. And then it grows and we kind of cultivate it to work through you for the benefit of you and other people. And again, I stick to this premise. If it doesn't help or it doesn't heal, it's not real.
I've been
It doesn't have
thinking
anything to do with it.
my course for the last year. So
I hope you take it.
Yeah.
I do. It's a lot less than what it was. And you get a full room of people that are just like us and they're awesome. Just like people on here, everyone's there for the right reasons. And if they're not, they kind of get edged out because there's not a lot of room for people that want to take over from ego, whether it's insecure or arrogant ego.
Mhm.
Right. But Linda, I just feel like you're on the right path. Also, you must play with cards a lot.
No.
So that to me means you should take the butterfly. I got to tell you, cards are going to speak to you, and so are colors.
Color.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just what is this? So, what did you study the masters? Is that right?
What's that?
Did you study the ascended masters?
A little bit.
Okay. I just keep getting this thing about that word. I don't say that word a lot,
Okay.
and it keeps coming up. And look, it's all good to know archetypes. But like if you call on Archangel Michael and I call on Caleb, my guide, or Callie, one's not better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's not outside of you, that power. The power is within you and us trusting. And this male energy around you, it feels very strong, very potent, and almost like still a little bit in the background because there's like some movement that you need to take in order for them to kind of present a more balanced approach to things, because you already have a female one, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes it's a male and a female, sometimes it could be anything, but whatever you're comfortable with. But I feel like this is about the dominating forces balancing out and kind of making things more streamlined. And look, I don't know that I'd want my daughter to do this as a living. It's very difficult. There are people that come to me where I can't end up reading for them, or they get pissed off, or I don't get the person they want, or it can be, there's just a lot of stress because you're dealing with people's really difficult stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Linda,
Yes.
I'm going to let you go. I just feel like that was what I was supposed to give you. And what you do with it, look, you don't have to go take the butterfly course. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want this to be like an upsell for that. You can do whatever you feel like you need to do, but I feel like that would be an awesome bridge for you to do whatever else. And you could you could bring it up in the comments and see if other people want, what other people have to say. But something like that, like you really need a development group so that you can cultivate these over time. Because if you don't let it integrate and marinate in it, then what starts to happen is, like my daughter, she took swim lessons on and off for the last year. Today we went to the pool. She hasn't taken swim lessons in 3 months. She forgot everything. And I'm not saying it goes away, but in the beginning, it's so important that we allow it to be what it is, learn what it is, work on us. And when the timing's right, things start to fall into place. If we get too far ahead of the mediumship, then it's not fully developed. I can see that in somebody right away. And the more that you kind of are around people that are working on it, you'll notice professionals out there that really didn't spend a lot of time working on it. They're just doing just enough to get a couple of yeses so that they can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like you always want to do everything perfectly, which is a good thing. And it is usually the sign of a real quality ability, but just don't hold your feet over the fire and be patient with yourself. And you can make it work if you want to. You can, but don't let it be your identity either.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Could I ask you a quick question?
Sure. Shoot.
So I have my brother Mike, who I am really close with, and then you said there was maybe a brother that maybe had some issues or troubles. Which one does he struggles with addiction? So I was just wondering if anything came up with that.
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't want to get into it, but I would just say that there's nothing that you guys can do at this time to help.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
You have to let him be. And I will tell you the one thing for me that helped. I mean, I remember my people telling me, like, why don't you just not do shots? Or, don't make a city run, or don't do this, or, and I could have a beer or just hang out, but that's not what there's a saying, like, once you become a pickle, you can't go back to being a cucumber. But I had a friend die on me at 22, die on my shoulder. It didn't stop me from drinking and drugging.
Right.
So for me, I just feel like don't expect a miracle overnight. And it's like he has to hit a bottom that only he can hit, and only he can. That will be the one thing that will make him or break him, unfortunately. But I feel like it's a rough road,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to say. I don't know that it gets better soon.
Okay.
All right. So, and that, if anything, where's the help or the heal in that? It's the honest truth of accepting a situation and a person for what they're going through, having compassion and empathy for them. But you have to start drawing lines with boundaries too.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you this, there's a saying in recovery, your family can keep you sick, meaning if someone is the answer, if I know that I can get messed up, screw things up, and constantly go to one of my parents or my siblings, I'm going to keep messing things up. When people start shutting the doors in faces of people, they have an opportunity to get better. Unfortunately, on occasion, they don't get better or they die, and then people feel very guilty and things like that. But I will say that I've never had somebody come through from the other side and push the responsibility off of them. All right. And I know this might not make you feel better, but it's the honest truth of what I was getting was that I wish I can give you better news, but I can't at this time.
Okay.
All right. So hang in there.
Yep.
Do you stay in your lane? If you don't know your lane, find it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Linda. Anne, I need to come to you. Hey, Anne, let me unmute you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good so far. So good, I think. Anne, how can I help you? How can I help you the most?
I wanted to see if I could connect with somebody.
Sure. So do you understand a male that would have passed? That would have been close to
Yes.
you? So is this your husband?
No.
Who's this male?
My son.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to botch the relationship, but I kept feeling him come really close to you. Um, so I don't know if this feels very raw to me. Was this rather recent?
It's going on 4 years.
Okay. So do you understand also that I don't understand this. So is he one of two, or are there two siblings left behind?
There were my two sons died together.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You just kept showing me this too. Okay. I'm so sorry. Um, and also, I don't know. Come on. So, I don't understand this. Is your dad passed also?
Yes,
Okay, because there's another male here that's right above them. Who's the James or Jamie or Janie?
that's my
What is it?
sister,
What's her name?
Jamie.
Okay, is she living?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just keep getting dad keeps speaking about like his boys, that's what he calls them. I gotta say too, so dad must have passed a while ago.
It's been 9 years.
So do you understand with him that he had some difficulties in I don't know if there's conflicts within the relationship with you and him or
Yes.
within the family. Do you understand that? Okay.
Yes.
Because he just keeps making me feel like I don't know how to explain it. There's like almost like a sandpaper feeling when he comes in. He doesn't know how to be. He doesn't know how to be, and he doesn't want to irritate the situation, is what I want to say. But he needs you to know that he really does love you. I just feel like he could say things and then go, "Oh shit, did I say that?"
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand that with him? There's a
Yes.
sharpness to him. Okay.
Yes.
And I just feel like I don't understand this. So now that you said both of your sons passed together, my mind is kind of going all over the place trying to understand how and why. So instead of me trying to figure that out, can you just tell me, was it an accident?
They were both
What
murdered.
happened?
They were
Oh,
both
I'm so
murdered.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Was it like wrong place, wrong time kind of thing?
No, it was
Or you don't
actually a
know?
friend of theirs that they got into an argument and the guy shot both of them.
I'm so sorry. So I don't understand this. So do you understand why somebody be showing me initials like K or KD or JD?
Well, yeah, Kay is my husband, Cootie. Um,
I would have never said that. Because I
yeah.
would think you would try because I would have think you'd be, I would have been like, I'm not trying to be smart. Okay. So
Yeah,
K and
and D is my brother-in-law, David.
okay, so let me just kind of try to dial in here a little bit, okay? So were your sons 2 years apart?
They were 10
Or
years
one?
apart.
Oh, weird. Okay. Not because they were 10 years apart. That's not why it's weird. I'm saying it's weird because of the way I'm getting it. Um, what's the older one's name?
Ricky.
Did you say Ricky?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. He just keeps making me feel like he feels responsible. So I don't know if it's like older brother taking him under the wing kind of thing or what, but I just keep getting this feeling. But do you also understand? I feel like this would be, and just correct me if I'm wrong on this. And if you don't know, I'm okay with that. Do you understand that Ricky might have not just this one person, but might have had some choices in his life that were questionable?
Yes.
Okay. Because he just makes me feel like the life that he chose is where they ended up or where this kind of comes from. And he just makes me feel like he keeps taking responsibility for his younger brother getting high.
Okay.
So I don't know if he got him high the first time or something, but he keeps making me feel that like he knew that he looked up to him or
Yeah, there was an
okay.
issue with my younger son.
and also that was he like 17 when he got in trouble or 17 when he got killed?
He was 27.
27. Okay, sorry. But he keeps showing me the 17.
Mm.
And do you understand why March and July would be really significant?
March is my birthday,
Happy
and
birthday.
July is my sister's wedding anniversary.
Um,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. Let me just sit with
They
this for a
passed. They
sec.
both passed in August. I don't know why July would be.
Okay. And I'm so sorry for your loss. That's so difficult.
Thank you.
So who's in the room with you?
My husband and my cat.
Okay. And your husband's name, that's the K?
Yes.
Okay. So his mom passed?
Yes.
Okay. I just need to say hi to him for her. Okay.
Okey-doke.
He doesn't have to come on if it's fine. But I just feel like she's saying hi, and your dad is here, and I can sense them, but I got to tell you, this would be a lot for me to unpack in this connection. What I keep getting is that they just want you to be okay. They just want you to be okay. But you must be doing a lot of work on this, because I feel like you're doing, for what happened, I feel like you're doing okay. Do you understand?
Well, I do actually. I've been meditating, and I'm trying to like silence this phone. Hold on a second. Yeah. So I've been meditating and praying, and I have to say that God has done miracles in my life. 3 years ago, I didn't think I was going to survive, but today I can actually come from a place of gratitude and acceptance. And it's really it's freed me.
Big.
It's actually really freed me. And it's God just does amazing things in my life. And
I
it
love that.
allowed me to move from the point of being really victimized to a point of being grateful.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I have these, I don't know if you can see them right here. These cigarette burns from when I was younger. Me and my buddy used to play chicken with cigarettes. Like I was not a good kid. I didn't commit major crimes or anything, but it was I was mischievous as hell. And I could be nice about it, but if you told me not to do it, I was going to do it. Well, Mike and his brother got moved out of the city, out of Harlem, and moved to Jersey where I lived. And since we were like 12, we were like really good buddies. And I was born in December, and so was he. And his younger brother was born in August, so was my brother. And we're both 2 years apart. And I kept getting these references to them. So Mike ended up passing away sometime around 7-ish years ago, maybe 8. And his brother a week later. It was almost like they were meant to go together. And the feeling of the reason I'm sharing that is because I feel like, as much as this older one keeps feeling like he wants to take responsibility, the younger one's like, no, you can't. And I just feel like they're together, they're okay. And your dad and your husband, your mother-in-law, are just pillars to try to show you that they're in good hands. But it's almost like, I don't know if this is true, but they feel inseparable to me. Were they like that here?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's how it feels. It feels like they're like standing shoulder to shoulder, and like almost like they're like one soul and two bodies, but they're not. Not to my knowledge, but I just feel very connected with them, and they just need you to know like they're okay. And I just keep getting, I don't know if I said this already. Do you understand why they keep showing me like flowers like a birthday? Did your birthday just pass?
Yes, in March.
Okay. Is it like the 20th something?
No, it's the 10th. They
Fine.
on August 20th.
That's all right. So I just feel like I need to just give that to you, and just let me just mute somebody. Hang on. So it's really important to them that you're doing all the stuff that's helping you. I can't tell you, it's so important. I feel like, come on. And you must talk to them every day,
Well,
because I feel like that.
when I meditate, I could actually connect with them.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I've been having like dreams with them, but they're not regular dreams. They're actually like conversations.
I love it. So I don't mean to rush you off. This is a big one. It's rare that I have 2 children for somebody, and especially 2 children that passed together. But I got to say, they just need you to know that they're okay. But I know you know this, and that they're here with you. And also, like, I don't know, I got to say this. I feel like the young one just keeps making me feel like he's trying to find new ways to have fun. I don't understand that, but he just makes me feel like lighter.
Yeah.
All right. And their personalities stay intact in that. Come on. They keep giving you messages all the time. And I just keep getting that they're with you. I'm not getting much more. I wish I could, but I'm not getting much more. All right. So just know that they're there. And I'm so grateful to be able to share this space with you and to feel how much work you've done and the healing in your heart. I could feel it. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
You know, that's a big, big deal. And I wish you all the best on your journey. And I'm just glad to take a small part in. And these dudes are funny. I got to tell you. They do. They feel funny to me. So was one of them really into music?
Yes.
Yeah. Hold on. And hats?
Yes.
Okay. Can you show me the hat brim sideways? And like, I got to listen to music. I don't know if it's hip hop, but I feel like that.
It is.
Okay. And I just get also that, like, he keeps showing me like he's the cool one. Like he's going to rock him. He's going to rock out. That's how I feel. But I also feel like he did have some talent.
He did.
Yeah. And he just makes me feel like, I don't know, did he write rhymes or did he write? Do you understand that? Because I feel like he's speaking like that.
He did. He used to perform.
Perfect. And like, almost like, you know what I get? I get mic check, microphone check, a 1 2 1 2. I keep hearing that. I didn't know if he was trying to get me to like Run DMC or what this is, but he just keeps showing me. He's probably trying to show me the stage, but I also that you must have some of his music.
I do.
Good. And I don't know, did the other one do the beats?
No.
Or did he do them both?
He did both.
Okay. Because he keeps showing me the, you know, the little board. I don't know what that is. I know what it is, but I don't know what it's called or how to use it. But he just keeps making me feel like he's funny. I feel like he's like, Ma, I could do anything over here. So I feel like there's an excitement, but it's only because you've done your work that you don't need them to heal you. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of parents that there's so much need, and it's not because they're not doing their work. It's just, you know, they are where they are. But there's so much need that when they come through, they just constantly want to touch on the needs of what you want or need. And with them, they're like trying to highlight and keep pivoting to all the blessings in your life because you see it that way. And they do too. And also they couldn't ask for a better mom and dad. I got to tell you.
Thank you.
That's how it feels to me. That makes sense.
Yes.
Like you guys did everything for them and they were just really good kids. But this older one just makes me feel like he rubbed elbows with the wrong people and he knew it. And he's funny. He's like, don't be in a rush, Ma. Don't be in a rush. Like to get over here. Like just take your time. And also, I don't know if you teach or you're a social worker. What is this? What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, good. Okay. He just kept making me feel like there's a lot of people that you need to touch. Still. One other thing. Do you understand the name Ryan or Brian?
Ryan O'Brien.
Yeah. So did you have in between these two or before, did you have a miscarry or a child that didn't come?
No.
All right. So I need to go to someone else. All right. So I don't mean to leave you hanging, but I just have this doesn't feel right for you. All right. So Anne, thank you so much for stepping up and I wish you all the best. God bless.
Thank you.
Hey Liv, how are you?
I'm all right.
So how can I help you? Do I know you?
Yeah. We
you?
met a little while ago.
As soon as I heard your voice and then your facial expression, what? So tell me, how do I know you?
I went with my mom and her friend in person for a I forget where we were actually. But yeah, it was like
Ramsey?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was my office. Okay.
Yeah.
So you come for a family session or like a small group, like an intimate group?
It was a small group.
Got it. So, and like, you're a total empath?
Yeah, I'm figuring that out now.
Yeah. And that I feel like you keep showing up to this stuff because it calls to you. So how can I help you the most? I mean, I could tune in a little bit. So the one thing I want to say too is that I know you're wearing a blue shirt. Is blue your favorite color? You're going to say blue or you're going to say pink, right?
Yeah. I feel, it's funny because I always thought I liked blue. And then lately I've been like,
So
Good.
let me just talk to you about this for a second. So I just want to make sure I'm dialed in. So, but actually, before I do that, so how can I help you the most? Do you have a question or an area of focus besides this, or am I in the right ballpark anyway?
yeah, I guess so. I'm not like psychotic, I guess.
No, definitely not. And that's the word I used to use. Like, am I psychic or psychotic?
Yeah.
Because it can feel like that. Like, are these my thoughts? Are they yours? Are they spirits? Are they from TV last night? But no, it's very much present within you. I feel like you need to get a hold on it because the anxiety levels are really high.
Oh,
You
yeah.
understand that? And
Yeah.
that if you can just, so I wrote an article the other day called, I just put it out, I think it's my newsletter or Facebook or both, but there's a lot that you can do to minimize the difficult stuff with this and maximize the awesome stuff. I just feel like it's really important that you have to make the decision though. Like I feel like you're waiting for me to be like, go do this. Do you understand that? And I feel like I can't because I want you to want it more than I want it for you, or even as much. And I know that you might say, I want it, but what's your willingness level and what's your action behind that? I'm asking you. What are you willing to do? Like, what do you want to do with it? It doesn't mean you have to go be a psychic medium, but it does mean that if you really want to explore the empathic qualities, knowing intuition within you and how it works, getting to know you with a group of other people or in some capacity is probably number one priority, I would imagine.
I was thinking about that today and I wasn't sure because I'm at this point where I don't
Are you
really
going
know.
back to school?
Oh, I'm on a medical leave of absence right now from
Interesting. Okay.
everything. Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. But I don't know that you should change total directions. I feel like there's things that you need to follow up with and continue, but this is something that you can integrate into that. But it doesn't have to be that way and it doesn't have to be now. I just feel like this is calling you more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, I'm cautious with that because the more that you start to learn about this, the more you realize there is to learn.
I've been freaking out about that the past few days.
So you know that song? So I listen to Kids Bop with my daughter all day. And she's like, it's freaking me out. There's this song. And it's just so funny. And she's saying that in the back. She's 6. And I'm like, stop saying that. It's so funny you just said that.
No.
But you probably do that all the time where you'll say something and someone will say, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Right. So that stuff that's in you that comes out naturally, like it doesn't necessarily make all of your anxiety go away. Like there's other reasons and other issues that we have to kind of come to terms with of anticipating bad things or triggers or trauma, because me and you could go through the same thing and you could be traumatized and I won't be, or I could be, have a post-trauma symptom that leads me to not trust anybody. And for you, it's like, it could be a totally different like outcome, even though we're in the same thing. Right. And they might feel the same or come from the same space, but they manifest outwardly differently. And the reason I'm saying that to you is I just feel like understanding, like when something comes through me for someone else, almost always I get touched on my daughter I lost, my mom, my brother-in-law, my ex-wife, like all this stuff will get touched on internally on some level. And each time it does, there's a healing in it for me as well. I didn't know that. I don't look for that. And I'm not conscious of it most times that I'm doing readings. But when I really step back and I explain how this works, it's so much more than just, hearing information to give to somebody. I'm actually experiencing a version of energy that represents you.
That makes a lot of sense. And I
Right?
feel like I can't articulate things well. And I think that it might be more so that happening, I think. But I guess, yeah, another question I have is like, is it hard to like tell the difference between like anxiety, trauma triggers, and then like intuition? Like, how do you know when you're limiting
Practical
yourself?
application. Like
Oh,
when you sit down with somebody in a breakout room and you go, okay, what color are you getting so what color are you getting from me? What's the first color? Just say it out loud.
orange.
All right. Did you see it, hear it, feel it, or just get it?
I felt it. Yeah.
Okay. So within that orange, what are some words that would make sense for why you got the orange? Or what are the words of the orange saying about me?
Calm, safe, grounded.
Okay. So for a lot of people, if you say the color orange, it's a kind of an odd color. To me, it was the one color in the beginning that I couldn't perceive for some reason. And also orange is connected to the navel and to everything that's sacred and nurturing and creative, right? So I love that you're saying that. That resonates with me. So the fact that you could just do it like that, that's how simple it should be. Those are the doorways that we work on in the butterfly course, kind of things like that. Because to me, I was lucky enough to have a vast amount of tutors that taught very similarly. And it was all about, try this, take this technique, let's do an exercise, let's see how it works for you. And, some days I would take an object, hold on to it, tune in, and I couldn't get anything. I was like, oh, I suck at this. And then like almost 6 months later, I remember going to I had the same tutor and I held the ring of whoever he was for. He gave it to me and I just started rattling off information and it worked. So, trying everything and focusing on what is working and acknowledging what isn't is good, because and then if you keep going, you kind of amplify what is good, and then these other things that might have been weaknesses at one point start popping up. You don't want to be a 3-trick pony. You want to really understand this, because in the understanding of these abilities and how this stream of works through us, it's like I need to be in the river, pouring from the river into a cup with you holding the cup, drinking from it. We can't bottle it up, run down the street and explain living consciousness. They have to be in it to explain it. A lot of things that are intangible, indescribable, leave us speechless, or we don't have words that actually cover the gamut, is very common. So the experiential learning format to me is that's how you understand. Is this my intuition or is it my imagination? Is it my fear that something's going to happen, or is it a real intuitive hit? And look, there's always a little bit of a question. The question becomes, how big is the question? And the more that you do it and you get it right, by being willing to get it wrong and saying it before you get someone to go, yeah, and then you go, yeah, that's what I was getting. You know what I mean? Like you say it and you build that muscle and you build the trust and you build the confidence. Then spirit says, hey, she's getting it. Give her the good stuff. That's what starts to happen.
I feel like that's been happening.
Because remember, they have to trust you too. They have to work with us to trust us, right? It's not like we just get to some level and now we have all access passes and we're VIPs. Like they have to know that you're doing it for the right reasons, from the right place, and that it's going somewhere good for somebody, Okay. And sometimes, so I would say the empath is the energetic and emotional sensitivity to people, places, things. And it's a psychic awareness. It's just on an emotional and energetic level, a very visceral one. And to be able to connect with someone through the orange, through that sacral chakra is very, very key. Because if I can't empathize with you, or as an empath, I'm not linked in with you, I'm going to miss the needs. I'm going to miss the needs. And intuitive is that natural inclination, the instinct. And it's usually about right? Like if you get an intuitive hit, it's telling you something. You're drawing upon your intuition.
Okay.
Where psychic is like you're tuned in empathetically or as an empath and intuitively, and that opens the gateway to the psychic abilities that is for somebody else. And through that, through the feeling, through the sensing, from the chin to the belly button, all of a sudden you're hearing, seeing, and feeling, and you're just getting. Like you said, I'm just feeling it. So it doesn't matter. People are like, do you see them? Like, why? You want me to tell you what they look like? Or do you want me to connect with them? You know what I mean? Because sometimes if you're seeing them, they're way out here. I blend with spirits on the other side. I feel like when I'm in it, I feel like I experience them first and third person at the same time. And you can almost start to speak like them, mannerisms start to, all of that stuff. So, and then the mediumship is taking all of that and kind of streamlining it with a different intent. Who's here? How do we know it's them? Who they here for? What do they want to say? And in
Oh.
the meantime, you're empathetically connected to the living recipient. Your intuitive stream is running because that's the language. Your psychic spidey senses are there because that's how spirit connects with you. And all of that allows you to deliver it in a way that that person's energy or that person can understand it. It's their language too. So you're learning, and spirits have to come through and learn your language. Your spirit guides are our medium teachers on the other side. They're like, no, don't use the car, use the bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like that. Does that make sense?
totally,
So
totally.
again, this is stuff that comes and goes, but when you're in practical application mode and you're doing these exercises, all of a sudden you get a name and you're like, how did I get a name? I don't know. I can't make it work for somebody. What I can do is show you how it already works through you and then amplify that. And then we can work on it together. Like that's really how it should be. You know, that's how it was for me. I was very lucky. So I hope you develop, and I hope that it should excite you. But again, it can't be the answer for everything. So make sure that you have some sort of balance and stability in other parts of your life. When you do this, everything's not riding on it, because that will only increase, it'll increase your awareness, but it'll increase your anxiety. And we want to dial that down. And I do feel like school's a good option.
Yeah.
You know, I do. I feel like whatever you were doing was good. I mean, if you need to take a break, take a break. But I do feel like, don't look at this as this is going to save everything and this is what it doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but I feel like I'd be telling you wrong if that was the case. You should have other things going on in your life. I did. I had a company with 32 people that worked for me before I knew I could do this. And when I did this for 4.5 years, I had income from that. It gave me the ability to sit with someone and go, this isn't working. Here's your money back. And to this day, I still can do that because I built that in. Like I was going to do it right, or I wasn't going to do it. And also the shutoff valve got turned up. So like there are some people where my first year or two, I wouldn't be able to turn it on after a couple of minutes. And now I just have to find a different doorway in, and then it opens up. You know, I'm much more open to that. So, but building really, really powerful habits from the beginning also requires you to not put all your eggs in that basket. Right. And it's only once a week or whatever you're doing, but just don't get too wrapped up in it, because I can tell you, it's like going to the gym. If you meditate 12 hours a day or you work out 12 hours a day, you won't sustain it, and it won't make you deeper or more connected or more buff. It'll overtrain. It'll overcomplicate. This needs to be slowly integrated, salt and pepper into your day, your week, your months. And all of a sudden, it's not something that you have to go and shout at the rooftops. It's something that excites you every day.
Okay.
All right. I hope that works for you, Liv.
Definitely. And I'm sorry, I just one more
Sure.
question. This is all really, really helpful, and I feel like such a relief because I just needed that validation. But do you think I need to like be in a different environment?
What are you really asking me? Because I feel like this is a
Like-
loaded question.
Like, do I need to like go somewhere new, or can I stay here for now?
I
While
feel like you can stay
stable?
there for now. Because I feel like
Okay.
if you run and you change, you're going to recreate versions of things, and you're not going to deal with things and let them, you're not going to be vulnerable to things that are teaching you right now.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, that makes sense.
deal with them, get honest with them. Look, when we are living in a space where it's always better out there, and I've been there, we all have, or it's like maybe the next room or the move or whatever, right? You get to the next place and all those things pop up again. It's like whack-a-mole. If you get honest and you stay there and you deal with it right once, is all you have to deal with it. So don't recreate, realign,
Okay.
reevaluate, and, just put one foot in front of the other and stop putting all this pressure on the outcome.
Okay.
All right. Does that make sense? But I don't feel that you
Yeah.
should move. I feel like it would be a bad idea.
Okay.
I do. I feel like it
Okay.
would be maybe devastating. So I wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I needed that. I wasn't sure if it would be devastating if I go or stay. So I think now it feels right. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes
Thank you.
look, and part of what we do, like this was not what I wanted to do in the early days of my work, but now I understand the importance. And I also understand when I can give somebody a confirmation and a serious do this, don't do that, because I don't like to be told what to do. And I don't want to inject that into someone else's life. I want them to be responsible for their decisions. But in doing this for a period of time, I really understand that you needed to hear it and that you trust the way I'm giving it to you, that I have no skin in the game. Like I really am. I feel like it's the right thing and it's the truth. And you could feel that. That's when I know I can say it. But that takes a long time to develop because I've seen people say stuff like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. Do whatever you're going to do. And like, they'll just glaze because they haven't done their work. They don't really know what it's like to feel that way and then make a wrong decision. And look, you can't make all the right decisions. That's just not what life is about. Right. But this decision to stay is home base for everything else.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
All right, good. I'm
I feel
really
like
glad.
now's my chance to like fix it.
Yeah, and
Not
look,
fix
and listen,
it, but like
don't try to figure it out and get ahead of it. And don't work around it. Work with it.
okay.
And through it. And let it be an opportunity to be your springboard forward. Because I feel like it is. You have all the support you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stop judging you.
Okay.
All right? All right, I wish you the best of luck, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Have a good night and take it easy on yourself.
I will.
All right. It's 11 o'clock and I'm getting more wound up, so I have to stop. I'm sorry for the people waiting on the side. I know that some of you are there and I feel really drawn to a couple of you, but I'm not going to be effective. You know what I love is that some nights it's like mediumistic evidence is like really, really flowing. And some nights it's like guidance and philosophy or me ranting or whatever. I just love the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, to me, that's part of the magic, and I feel like you can't feel wrong, right? But sometimes how you feel is irrelevant. Sometimes we have to do what we have to do, whether we want to or not. And like, even now, I don't want to end. I want to do something else, but I just feel like trusting those instincts and going with it is just awesome. To witness this and then see other people come through, especially like the butterfly series or Reiki. I just see these people like, their shoulders open up and they start getting confident and they make changes within their lives. It's not just like, I can read for you. They get more clear about what am I supposed to do with this and that. And the questions change and the questions become more like, I feel like I'm supposed to do this. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take a step and see what happens and see how it feels. And that I love because I did not expect that to happen with the kind of side effect to these kind of development programs. So I'm just really honored and blessed. I feel really honored and blessed and really grateful right now. So if we could do a real quick guided meditation to close out, I'd love that. So if you want to close your eyes and just let your out breath be a little bit longer than your in breath. Breathe up through your lower back, out clear waves of energy through every pore in your skin. And just feel your shoulders relax, feel your face muscles relax. And as you continue to breathe, just imagine there's a sliver in the atmosphere just above your mind, and this gentle golden light starts to shine down through the top of your mind, down through your face, through your spine, all the way through you, down through your hands, chest, back, torso, hips, down through your feet, all the way down into the earth, way below you. And just as it gets to the center of the earth, it illuminates this beautiful sky blue light coming back upwards through the bottom of your feet, up through your knees, hips, torso, hands, shoulders, chest, out the top of your head, and it goes straight up. And these two lights working in opposite directions feel like one streamline spinning through you. And as you do this, you notice this beautiful, brilliant green light at the center of your chest. And with each breath you take in and out, becomes more vivid and more vibrant, brighter and brighter, bolder and bolder. And you could just feel the love emanating from this divine energy that is yours, that is ours, that is all. And just feel the love, feel the calm, feel the power of the stillness. And just release anything that no longer serves you at this moment. Just breathe it out. Witness this grayish, heavier, toxic, smoky energy leaving you. Notice your breath lighten and your stomach relax even more. Just do this 2 or 3 more times. And you start to notice that green energy at the center of your chest becomes this white pulsating light, and your breath becomes white. And this white light shines outwards in all directions like a star in the sky, illuminating you, grounding you, protecting you, healing you, loving you. Be reminded of who you are, what you came here to do, and start asking the right questions and live into the solutions instead of react to other people's opinions or ideas of what success is for you. What's the question you should be asking yourself for the greatest good, the greatest growth? How do you go about answering that? How do you live into that solution? Trust, let go. And if you need to, just journal after, write down some ideas. And just breathe up through your lower back, a clear wave of energy as if the earth is breathing into you. And breathe out clear waves of energy through your skin in all directions. And feel the lightness, the calm, and again, the power of the stillness, reminding you of all that you are, connected to the love, the light, the truth of all that is, all that ever was, and all that will be. And if you want, say a prayer or bring your awareness to gratitude, not for the things that you have, but for who you are and all that you are. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. And thank you all. God bless. May the God force be with you. Don't forget to press pause. You can do it anytime during the day. And if you haven't subscribed, check out drewcali.com. Subscribe. If you're interested in readings, check out the butterfly, check out the Reiki courses. And you can always email us if you have any questions. Love y'all. Thank you. Have a good night.